Learning Thai can be so intimidating, but it's actually so easy. You just need to know how to make it easy. Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm half Austrian, half Thai, and I grew up with Thai, but I never really learned it properly. So when I started to spend more time as an adult in Thailand, I was very eager to learn more. And yes, I had a bit of a head start having a Thai mom and growing up with hearing Thai, but I managed to find a very easy way that you can learn it with some very simple memory hacks. You will just remember Thai with the words that you already know. And in this video, I'm going to show you 10 phrases that you will 100% use while you're in Thailand, and I'll guarantee that you'll remember them. Let's start with my pet. Not spicy. A thing that most people ask me is, how do I say that I don't want the food spicy? One thing that you need to know about Thailand is, even when you say you don't want something spicy, they don't consider chili as spicy. They see it as flavor. So they will still add a chili. They might just add one, but they will still add a chili. Because again, for them it's flavor, it's not spice. So one way to say that you don't want it spicy is to say, my pet. My means not, pet means spicy. And the way you can remember is think of your pet. Think of a pet that you have. Maybe you have a cat, you have a dog. If you don't have your own pet, think of one of your friends' dogs or cats, or maybe they have a parrot or whatever. Imagine that animal and imagine that it's your animal, even if it's your friend's animal. Think of it as my pet. It's my pet. And now think of it eating spicy food. The dog of yours or the parrot of your friend, imagine see it eating spicy food. And now you have the connection with spicy and my pet. So now you will remember that no spice means my pet. So the word my on its own actually means not. So it's not spicy, and pet means spicy. But just think of your animal, think of your pet, my pet. Okay, the second phrase is I don't understand. So when you go somewhere and they speak to you in English, or maybe they speak to you in Thai, but you just have no idea what they say, you can say, "mai khao chai," which means I don't understand. So in Thai, if it's implied, you don't say if it's I or you. So you don't say I don't understand or you don't understand. It just means don't understand. So they don't use the subject in this word or the person. You already know what the word mai means. Mai means not. Khao chai means understand. And the way you can remember this is think of a cow. Think of a cow drinking chai tea. Doesn't make sense, right? You don't understand. Why would a cow drink chai tea? And you already know the word for not. My cow chai. My cow drinks chai tea. Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand, right? So this is how you remember I don't understand. My cow chai. So the third phrase is probably the one that you will say the most when you're in Thailand, and that is Sawadi ka. Sawadi is basically hello, and ka is the female version of being polite. A man would say Sawadi kap. In Thai, you can make any sentence, anything polite by either adding ka or kap. When you identify yourself as female, you say ka. When you identify yourself as male, you say kap. And the way you can remember this is imagine like a teacup. And you can think of the patriarchal society and imagine women having to drink their tea without the handle, which looks a little bit like a pea. So just break that off if you're a woman. We learned how to hold the cup without a handle. We burn our fingers, but that's life. So women say ka to make something polite, and men would say cup. And I was thinking of a phrase of how people could remember savati. And it's a little bit tricky. Maybe you could think of that you saw a deer, savati. Doesn't really make sense. So that's maybe not that easy to remember, but you'll say it so many times that you will just keep remembering it from repetition. Phrase number 4. Maybe you walk somewhere in Thailand and you bump into another person and you want to say, oh, no worries. Or maybe you pay the driver and they want to give you change and you want to say that they don't have to give you the change. So you can say, mai pen lai. Mai pen lai. Mai pen arai. In Thai, depending on if you pronounce something very quickly or slowly, the same word might sound a little bit different. So when I say it fast, it's like mai pen lai. When I say it slowly, it's mai pen arai. Arai means something. Ben means to be. And mai, you already know that word, means not. So mai pen lai as a phrase actually means no worries, no problem. But if you translate it properly, it's actually there is nothing. There's nothing to say thank you for, or there's nothing to do. There isn't something, basically. And maybe you also notice that mai pen lai and mai pen arai, that sound is very like the L and the R is very difficult to distinguish. And many people always make fun of Thai people or Asian people in general that they cannot distinguish the L and the R. And I, as a kid, actually had issues with that. I remember in primary school, I had to do some lessons and they gave me this German phrase, which is rosarote Rosen beim Prater beim Riesenrad, which I had to keep repeating because I kept saying it wrong because I wasn't able to pronounce the R properly. And I find it hilarious because there are so many sounds in the Thai language that foreigners cannot distinguish. And even I struggle with that. There is a famous sentence which is my. I probably say it wrong. Supposedly, when someone says it to me, I can repeat it correctly, but from ad hoc, I'm not saying it right. But all of these mais actually mean something differently. Mai, you already know this word, means not. But if you add it to the end of a sentence, it actually makes it a question. Mai, 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 mai. Yeah, so maybe you heard a difference, maybe you didn't. But for Thai people, if you're a Thai person watching this, you're probably laughing because you're like, she says it completely wrong. But as a non-Thai native, you probably struggle to hear the difference between all these different mice. So stop making fun if Thai people pronounce the L and the R wrong, because there are so many words that we cannot say properly. Just accept that in their language, the L and the R is just so similar. Mai pen rai. So how can you remember this phrase? Mai pen rai. Rai is a bit different. Think of it maybe like a ray of sunlight. So if you imagine, let's say you have a big problem and you found the solution, you need to write it down. You need a pen. Without the pen, you cannot do it. So imagine the pen with the sunlight, maybe like a hallelujah noise in the background. And this is your pen. My pen, rai. Doesn't matter. No problem. No worries. My pen arai. My pen lai. Phrase number 5. Often people ask me, if they hear Thai for the first time, if ka or kap means yes. It doesn't. You already know now. It's just something that people add to make it polite. And the thing is, Thai doesn't even have a word for yes or no. They don't have it. They basically just confirm or negate what the other person has said. So, for example, if someone's asking, are you hungry? The word for hungry is hiu. And to make it a question, like one of the many mice, is to make a sentence a question. So to say, are you hungry? You would say, hiu mai. Are you hungry? Hungry? Question. And then if you're not hungry, you would just say, mai hiu. So again, that mai is not the same as that mai. It's not the same word. You can think of it as the same one, but it's not the same word. Hiu mai. Mai hiu. Are you hungry? I'm not hungry. So you wouldn't just say no, you say hungry not. So you're asking hungry question. And then you would reply, not hungry. If you're hungry, you would just say hiu kap or just hiu or hiu ka to make it polite. If someone's asking you a question and you can notice if it's a question, if the sentence ends with mai, then you can reply with whatever they said by adding mai at the beginning to negate it, to say no, and the phrase that they said, which might be tricky if it's a very long question. Or if you want to answer with yes, you can just copy the phrase that they said and then add ka or kap in the end. So it's maybe a little bit tricky, but as an example, do you want it? Like the word for to want is ao, and I'll come to that later. So maybe they're going to ask you, do you want this? The word for want is ao, which you can remember for the next one. It's like when someone hits you and like, ow, it's like that. So ao is want, and ao mai is do you want? Want, question mark. And if you don't want it, you can say mai ao, or you can say ao kap, ao ka, if you want it. So phrase number 5 was basically to say yes or no to something. Maybe not the easiest. We're almost halfway through this video, so if you found it useful, hit the thumbs up. And if there are any specific phrases or words that you want to learn in Thai, add them to the comment section below. Actually, if you think it would be useful to make Thai learning a whole YouTube series where I can teach you Thai phrases and words in this style, comment Thai series at the bottom of this video so I know that there's a demand and I can make more videos like this. Okay, let's learn a few more Thai words. One way where you can really impress some local people is when you're at the market and you point at something and you want to say, I want this. Or if you're in a restaurant and you point at whatever they have in the menu and you say, I want this. The way to say it is our ni ka or our ni kap. So you already know ka or kap is the difference of if you're identifying as male or female. And Ao is to want something. And the way you can remember this whole phrase is think of hurting your kneecap. So you want something. You want this because you hurt your kneecap. You want help or something because you hurt your kneecap. Ow, a kneecap. Ow, my kneecap. It sounds very similar. It's not exactly the same phrase, but you might remember it. Ow, my kneecap. Ow, a kneecap. A knee is basically this. So you have to point at something. Otherwise, the sentence doesn't make sense. So you can say, I want this. I want that. Well, that actually means something else. I'm not going to go into details with that because this video is meant to be easy. So to say, I want this, no matter if you point at something on the menu or if you point at something on the table at the market where someone's selling something, you can say, our kneecap, our kneecap. Ow, my kneecap. The next phrase I'm going to teach you is how to say that you don't want something in a plastic bag. When you come to Thailand, you will see so much plastic and they will give everything to you in plastic. No matter if you eat in a restaurant, they will still serve you cold drinks in plastic. If you go to a 7-Eleven and you have your own handbag, they will still put everything in a plastic bag. So one thing that I like to do is I try to avoid collecting plastic bags because, we just have one planet. And I think every one of us has a plastic bag stacked with plastic bags. We don't need more plastic bags in this world. I think if we all repurpose all the plastic bags we have at home, we will survive. If we would all give our stacked plastic bags with plastic bags to the shops and they would reuse it, we would not have. Anyway, that's a different topic. But one way to say that you don't want a plastic bag is my Zeitung. So that one is actually a little bit tricky to remember if you're an English native speaker. However, if you're a German native speaker, you can think of a Zeitung, which means newspaper in German. So it's your newspaper, my Zeitung, my Zeitung. Don't put it in a bag. Again, you can make it polite by saying ka or cup, my Zeitung ka. The way you can maybe remember it as an English native, maybe think of my side. I don't want more bags on my side or my side. How can you make Maybe think of yourself falling to the side and then there's like a dong sound. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like my side dong, like you fall over because there's just too many plastic bags in this world. I don't know if that makes sense. It's much easier to remember it as a German thing. Maybe you even remember the German word for newspaper by remembering this phrase. So, my Zeitung. My Zeitung. So yeah, next time you're in 7-Eleven and you don't want them to put things in the bag, just say my Zeitung. Another phrase that you will definitely use when you're in Thailand, and we're now at phrase 8 out of 10, so we're almost there, is asking for the bill. And the fun thing is the word for getting the bill is actually based from the English. It's check bin, and it actually means check the bill. But it kind of over the years became like this mush thing into check bin. And one thing that you must know about Thai language, they don't have words that end with an L. If a word ends with an L, it automatically becomes an N, which is why it's check bin, not check bill. You can remember it by knowing now that it actually means check the bill, or you can think of a bin, a trash bin. Check the bin when you want to make a payment. But knowing that it's actually English means that you can very easily remember that phrase. There's another word for saying that you want to get the bill, and that's gep tang. You might have heard that before, gep tang, which basically means gep is like to pick up and tang is the money. So it's like pick up the money. But you can, at any location, you can always say check bin. And on that note, there are actually a lot of words that are exactly the same in Thai as in English, but you just say them with a Thai accent. And it's hilarious. But for example, like I mentioned before, Thai people automatically turn an L at the end of a phrase into an N, like bin, bill, bin. And they also don't really have double consonants in their language. So for example, for stop, they say satop. They cannot, like they can when they practice, but by default, they cannot say stop. Satop is stop. Strawberry, satopali. Again, the R and the L sounds to them basically the same. So satopali is strawberry. Apple, apple. Google, Google. Computer, computer. So all of these words are actually English words said with a Thai accent and they become Thai words. Phrase 9 I'm going to teach you. When you come to Thailand, You will eat a lot of Thai food, I hope, and you will notice how delicious it is. And then you will want to say, oh, this tastes so good. You will want to tell the waiter, oh my God, this tastes so good. You will want to tell the staff, you will want to tell everyone who's worked there and provided you with this amazing pad thai or kway teow or whatever it is that you ordered. You want to let them know that this was really, really tasty. And to do that, you can say, alloy, mak, alloy, mak. Mak means a lot. Think of the name Mark. Maybe there are a lot of marks in Thailand. And aloe, you can remember with an aloe vera plant. So think of an aloe vera plant, think of Mark. I'm pretty sure everyone on this planet knows a Mark. If you don't know a Mark personally, think of Mark Zuckerberg eating aloe vera and that he finds it very tasty. So aloe Mark is very tasty in Thai. The last phrase I'm going to teach you is how to say thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for making it this far. Khap kun ka. Khap kun kap. So you already know the meaning of ka and kap. It's to make something polite. And thank you means khap kun. You could just say khap kun, but it's actually a bit weird to not say ka or kap with it because it makes it like a random thanks. It's not like a polite thanks. So always remember it as khap kun ka or khap kun kap. How can you actually remember khap kun? So you add the cup at the beginning and the cup in the end. And in between those two cups, you have a kun. I can think of an English word that starts with kun, but I'm not going to say it because that's a word people should know. With German as a base language, you can think of a Kunde, like a customer, in between two cups. Kap kun ka, kap kun kap. But yeah, so kap kun ka for watching this video. I really hope you found this video useful and that you managed to pick up some Thai for your next trip to Thailand. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel. Now that you speak a little bit of Thai, I'm sure that you also want to learn about Thai culture. So I recommend that you watch this video next. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.